Hello humans, it's just Martine and welcome to a productive Monday in my life. I have this Monday, I have next Monday, then I have the Monday of finals. And then I'm done undergrad. So I might as well document this while I can. It's gonna be a crazy week, but I'm vlogging so many other things this week that I'm just gonna share today with you. I'm a senior studying forensic psychology. Let's get it. Today I have a couple main things that I really have to do. The very first of those things is to do a research update for one of the labs that I'm part of, because we have our lab meeting later today and I haven't done the readings that I'm going to do for that yet. So I have to do the readings and then I have to write what I found from the readings. And that's my very first task after I finish my morning routine. Then I have some logic homework that's due tomorrow. We're working on, I think, indirect proofs. And then I'd love to spend some time at some point today looking at some of the preliminary data for my thesis, and I need to run 2 thesis participants. Then I need to make some serious progress on one of the books I'm reading, because there are 3 books I have to complete this week for the Magical Hopathon. The first one's gonna be kind of a drag to get through, so I need to get working on that. And I need to make a plan for the rest of the week. So those are just the things that I really have to do today. We'll see where the day takes us. I'm going to complete my morning routine with some Bible reading. I already did my Duolingo for the day, so I'll do this and then I'll start with my research assignment.
Picking this up's more trouble than you ever wanted. Sweep it under your bed and try to forget, but it won't work.
It's 8:42 a.m. and I just finished going through my things for my research group. I was reading these 2 articles about the juvenile justice system. And the first was just about how the juvenile justice system actually treats the juvenile, but then the second was about using a trauma-informed approach in the juvenile justice system and how different that is from the current system. And that one was really interesting to me because it made a couple of really solid points about the fact that we know in research shows us that often the people who as juveniles are committing acts of quote-unquote delinquency are juveniles that are experiencing trauma and they're not getting what they need. It could be from any part of their world that they're not getting what they need, whether it's feeling safe in their neighborhood or getting attention from their parents or any of those things. There's a large swath of things that children need, and usually juveniles in the juvenile justice system are missing out on some of those. And often they're traumatized through those processes. So you're taking these juveniles who already have trauma and you're putting them in an inherently traumatic position, often through means of incarceration. And this isn't helping anybody. It's in fact, if anything, making rates of delinquency worse, because you get this continuous cycle where juveniles are, instead of being rehabilitated and released into the community, are getting more trauma, which encourages them to continue this behavior, and then learning methods of contributing to delinquency from other delinquents, then going out in the community and recidivizing over and over and over again, so committing more and more crimes. And this suggests that you have to focus on the trauma, and it made the point that the initial conception of rehabilitation is inherently flawed, not because it's a bad idea, but because rehabilitation assumes that at one point in the person's life they had the privilege of having every one of their needs met. But usually, almost exclusively, that's not the case. So we have to take this shift from rehabilitation, which we're already not doing. We're focusing on punitive right now. But the original goal of the juvenile justice system was rehabilitation. And in all justice systems, we need to make a shift from rehabilitation, that idea as a goal, and shift to habilitation, where they're given the emotional tools to heal from their past traumas and build up their skills that they never have the privilege of getting. So that was just really interesting. I really loved that article. So now I'm going to turn my attention to my logic homework and do some proofs. As we've gotten into more complex proofs, I've enjoyed physically writing out all of my homework problems, especially with a pencil, so that I can erase, but also just so I don't have to worry about the formatting. If I try to do it online, if I try to do it on Microsoft Word, it's going to take 12 times the time because I'm trying to figure out how I want to format the proof to make it look like a logical sentential proof. So I just don't do that. I just write it down and then I scan it in and submit it. So here we go.
Something just ain't right, but you couldn't define it. And how could you know so
It's almost 11, so I'm going to head over to the psych building to prep for running participants. I've been working on these proofs for so long. I ran and grabbed a bagel to eat some like lunch, and then came back and kept working on them. There were some that I got easy, but there were like 3 or 4 that I've been stuck on. I just figured one of them out, which feels good, but I'm gonna bring the rest with me to run participants. That's the plan.
Stuck in your head, shots fired from a thought gun. Put one in your back and one in your side till you don't work. Now that you know what you need, how are they gonna take it? Hey, they be holding you back, but follow your lead. Baby, they be creeping your style. You never see fine wine, fine liquor, find me saying all of those things you never said. Fine line, strong figures, separating time from the people you miss. Fine wine, fine liquor, find me saying all of those things you never said. Fine line, strong figures, separating time from the people you miss.
I'm headed back to my room. It's just past 1:30, and after I ran some participants, I read my textbook for a bit and tried to find a computer with the software I need to look at my data. Then I looked at it for a bit. Yeah. Majestic. Like, bagels are good. There's no protein. I think it's probably messing with my glucose levels. But I think my solution, not a good solution, I think my solution is going to be to eat a Reese's because there's peanut butter in it. Just for now, I'll figure something else out later, but that seems good. And like, breaking out my regular peanut butter and putting it on something is so messy, and I'm in the zone right now, so like, I don't really wanna. The next thing that I'd like to do is make some thumbnails. I have 4 videos that I've exported onto my hard drive, but I haven't uploaded them yet, and I want to have a thumbnail ready for when I do upload them. And I'm going to upload them this week, so I gotta do that. Pizza rolls to the rescue. All right, now that I'm feeling slightly more evened out and it's approaching 2:30, I'm going to get back to some textbook reading because I was just kind of reading my textbook until things were done loading earlier, not to like the end of the chapter. But I would love to finish at least 1 chapter in my abnormal psych textbook today. So I think I'm going to get back to that while I enjoy some sour cream and onion chips and lots of water. Also, for the record, not only did I take the time to make those 4 thumbnails, but then I uploaded all 4 videos. So that's crossed off the to-do list as well. POV, you're leaning on my water bottle even though it's literally right next to my tripod. But I just finished reading a chapter in my abnormal psych textbook. Why am I opening this? Gonna cross that off the weekly to-do list, which looks a little something like this. Hooray. I think now I'm going to turn my attention to reading and or Realmathon vlogging until my lab meeting at 4:45, so I've got a little over an hour before that to reading. It's 5:15 and I just got out of my lab meeting. I was giving updates on the help I was providing for somebody else's thesis, and then I got put on a new bout of research about collateral consequences, so that'll be interesting to look into this week. Also, my professor was like, you've got like what, 2-3 weeks before you graduate? How you doing? And I was like, I was like, gotta finish my thesis. And she was like, yeah, you do. There's that. But right now I'm going to get ready to meet my sister to head to dinner. I'm excited because my sister was at a conference this weekend, so I haven't seen her since like Friday, late morning, early afternoon. I'm gonna hug her, hold her tight, and then we're going to meet up with another friend from the organization that I'm the president of, and I'm going to try to talk him into running for executive board for next year. If he doesn't, no harm, no foul, but I'm trying to help him decide whether he wants to accept or deny his nominations because we have elections this Thursday. That should be an interesting conversation. On the other hand, I was reading before, right? And I'm seriously allergic to this book. Like, every time I read it, my eyes get itchy. Like, it smells like dust. I'm so allergic to dust. And to be fair, I've had this book forever, and it was used before that, but like, whew, if it wasn't already hard enough to read. And the font is like really difficult for my eyes. Like, I'm already having trouble with it, so I have to get in pretty close to see it, and then I'm just like, that's been a difficult reading experience. But off to dinner. So outside the dining hall, they were giving away these DIY lucky bamboo kits for like Earth Week or something. So I decided to pick one up. I decided I'll plant it here with you now, and you can laugh at how terrible I am at this. So I'm gonna make some layers with my different very colorful pebbles. I was like, ooh, this would be good vlog content. Hope you're enjoying this. For the rest of the night, I'm probably going to chill in some manner. That will probably mean watching some Outer Banks, which I started the other day and am really enjoying. I didn't realize that it was just like a big treasure hunt. And I am enjoying that aspect, I would say. I'm trying to layer, but it's not layering well in my opinion. Full send. It's quite heavy. Looking forward to having to move this out in like 18 days. Here are all the pebbles. Here's my bamboo. It's in there now. And then I think I have to put water in there. Got my completed lucky bamboo, I guess. Now I just have to keep it alive. So that was the easy part. They provided care instructions and they were like, we chose it because it's a really easy plant. But then the care instructions are like, I just made a mistake. I specifically had this water here because it was like, we prefer it if you don't use tap water. And then I used tap water like an idiot. This is gonna die so quickly. You've just witnessed the beginning of the end for this lucky bamboo plant. We'll see how lucky it truly is. I'm about to start reading for a little bit, but before I do, I want to update my bullet journal. I do it a little different every week. Last week I didn't even use my bullet journal, which is crazy. So I've checked off most of the things that I accomplished today, but not in my like event section because lab and that meetup with a friend were later in the day. So I just finished those. I'm working on filming some things, so that's good. I'm not going to edit tonight. I already uploaded 4 videos earlier, but I am going to work on reading. Hopefully I'll work on 2 of my current reads, make some significant progress. If I could reach like 50% of one of the books I'm reading, that would be great. If I could get myself past that, that would be even better, but we'll have to see. So bullet journal is updated to reading. Turns out I never ever filmed an outro for this video. So if you liked it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. How you doing? Doing okay? Yeah? And subscribe for more reading, writing, and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!